And we're back for another episode of TwoTreys podcast. It's me, Son Trey, and always with me is Trey. Pops, tell me how you
Salute. First and foremost, assalamu alaikum, son.
feel. Salam, Pops.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we do this. Wow. Why do we do this? Man, well, not only to this, bridge the gap between fathers and sons, but between the youth and the elders, and just bring the community front. You know what I mean? Have a bond between family, just bridging the gap. You know what I mean? Between all the differences that's going on out there in the world, and we just want to put our own perspective in it. The only father-son duo on YouTube, TwoTreys.
Yes, sir. And if you guys are liking the show, if you like what we do here, what we're talking about, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. It's a tremendous lot for us to do this on. So for your support, if you're loving it.
Absolutely.
Pop, want to go ahead and get into the segment of today. We have our honorable, as always. You want to go ahead?
Definitely. Well, being that we gotta go for we gotta talk about what's going on right now in this world, man, in this country, and the topic of that, which everybody already knows of or about, is the whole Ye and Kyrie situation. So, with that, we decided to create or make the honorable mention to be Kyrie Irving. Take it away, son.
Alright, just give me a second to pull that up for us. But like you said, the honorable mention is Kyrie Irving for today.
Yeah, it's only right. It's only fitting. You know what I mean? We're definitely gonna be delving into that situation, and the world heard from our Messiah that's walking amongst us today. His name, if you didn't know, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he gave his take on the situation as well. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to be touching on that as well. But big up to Kyrie. You know what I mean? He took a stance. This is the second time you did this. You know what I mean? When everybody, it seemed like, was against him for not taking the back last year. But here he is. Take it away, son.
Yes, sir. All right, so born in 1992, Melbourne, Australia, Kyrie Irving became a high school basketball star in New Jersey before briefly playing for Duke University, one of my favorite college teams, by the way. He was selected by the Cleveland Cavaliers for the number 1 pick in the 2011 NBA draft, and in 2016, he teamed with LeBron James to give the Cavaliers their first championship in franchise history. Along with his dazzling scoring ability, Irving is known for his Uncle Drew commercials and his controversial comments about Earth being flat. After 6 years in Cleveland, Irving moved on to the Boston Celtics in 2017 and then Brooklyn Nets in 2019. I think this rest of it is just like a breakdown of his stats. He's a good-ass player, obviously, if you haven't watched his
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or haven't seen his games, definitely check the brother out. Ball.
No doubt. And one thing I want to also include that wasn't in that bio that you just read, is his love for people and humanity. You know what I mean? But a love for his own. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. You know what I mean? You're definitely gonna love your own and want to have, people to be on your side, and just for him, he just want to learn who he is. You know what I mean? You can't get upset, you can't get mad at him for that. What did he do wrong? Like let's go back to the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? And touch bases on, you know, the events surrounding Kyrie. We're going to get into Ye as well. But because we chose the honorable mention to be Kyrie, you know, let's hear from the minister. How about we do that, son?
Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and get that pulled up for us. I mean, like you said, though, the two topics are kind of fun because it's same story, same scenario. Just but I'll go ahead and get that pulled up for us.
So pretty much, just while you're doing that, what happened? Well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave addressed the whole Ye and Kyrie situation. He spoke on the support from the nation as a people and as a nation. We definitely want to support and stand with Kyrie and Ye. And man, powerful words from our great Messiah walking in our midst today. I'm gonna put myself on mute so you can play it.
Yes, sir.
We good? Can't hear him, son. Son, we can't hear him. We can't hear him, man.
I hear him on my. You sure?
Yeah, I can't hear him. I don't know if anybody else is able to hear him either.
Let me do this. I'm gonna turn off the background music for this.
All right. That's a dope beat, by the way, man. Who made that? Who made that?
Yours truly.
Oh, you come on, man. You gotta announce it, man. You know what I'm saying? Who made that beat, man? You gotta be like, I did, Pops.
Yes, sir. Did it pause?
All right, so basically, the minister spoke to the world and addressed the world, like I said earlier this morning, speaking up for Ye and for Kyrie, and strong words all the way around, from beginning to the end. You know what I mean? I still can't hear him, man. Yeah, we definitely want the audience to definitely hear exactly what he said. A lot of people may not have heard him speak about the situation. Can you get it to play?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Shucks, man. I mean, you're a genius, man. What can you figure it out?
Yeah, I can figure it out. Just give me some time.
Yeah. Take your time, man. You know what I mean? Now on the Ye situation, you know what I mean? A lot of people, he turned a lot of our people off for, you know, touching on the George Floyd situation, and you know whether you agreed with him when he spoke on George Floyd or not, you know what I mean? I don't think that situation overrides all of the other truths that he had spoke about and spoke on pertaining to the Jewish community and all of the contracts that are a lot of our artists and sports figures are signed to, and who the owners are. You know what I mean? Um, there's a lot of truth in what Ye said. You know what I'm saying? And don't fall for the okie doke that the media wants to sway the thought process of our people. You know what I mean? Um, I see the minister. Are you able to play him?
Yeah, I was just waiting for you.
Oh, okay. All right, shucks, man. That's the minister, man. I always be quiet. Yeah. I still can't hear him though.
I noticed.
Is the volume turned up?
Yeah. Maybe I didn't tell the audio.
Yo, hit that like, share, or hit the like, share, subscribe, notification bell. Leave a comment. Let us know what's what. Let us know your take on Kyrie and Ye. You know what I mean?
I think it should work this time around.
All right. Hey, shout out to Mosque number 24 in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, there he is. I knew you could work it outside.
Can you see the video?
Yeah.
He was a noble person, a righteous person, a person that can be labeled the Son of God. The Bible says of us, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So Ye must have discovered something. He said, I am God. People that were interviewed said, don't talk like that. Because you don't want us to identify with God. It's all right for us to call each other, yo, dog, how things going, dog? But each of us, Elijah Muhammad said, when you see a black man, you are looking at God.
Yes, sir.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted to give us that kind of knowledge. And he made us to stop using the term nigger. A brother.
Yes.
Call each other sister. Right. And learn to love for your brother what you love for yourself. And there are many black people in America and around the world that are digging at the knowledge of self. Many in America digging at the knowledge of self and sharing what they know. So Kyrie saw the movie and he wanted to share it with those that follow him. Right. You know how we've been. You find a reefer and it's good to you. You call your friends and you share your reefer. They're not mad with that. Yo, dog, come on, let's smoke this blunt. You don't say nothing about that. But when they get knowledge and want to share knowledge, they're not talking against you. They work to make you richer as you work to make them some money too. Right. These people aren't anti-Semitic. Every one of them ain't never done nothing against you as a Jewish person.
Not at all.
They don't do that. Not one of those do things to purposely harm a Jewish person. The man went to a movie. He saw something that taught him more about himself, and he wanted to share it. You looked at his passing on what he thought was knowledge that would sink his roots back in the soil of himself and the God. And you felt threatened by that.
Hit pause real quick for me, son.
Why owners?
Sir.
Now, what we have to first understand is the word anti-Semite or anti-Semitic. You got the ability to pull up on Google Semite. Am I right, son?
You want me to look up the word anti-Semitic or Semite?
Semite.
Okay.
Because the word anti just means against. So we don't need to look that up. So what is a Semite? You know what I mean? Because this is what this whole, situation, this is what they always use or brand anybody who speaks on you or brand a Jewish person.
All right, so we have a Semite, a noun. So if you're talking about a person, a member of any of the peoples who speak a Semitic language, including
You sound choppy, man. You sound choppy.
All right, so let me try again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just sound choppy, or it sounds like a delay. I hear an echo too.
I don't know.
All right, go ahead. You good.
A member of any of the peoples who speak or spoke a Semitic language, including in particular the Jews and Arabs. Did you hear that?
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, right? So, there's a little bit more, detail into that. It talks about the Aramaic, people who speak Aramaic and also Hebrew as well, but it's also pertaining to those who live in a specific region. You know what I mean? So that region in which Semite predominantly resides is in Africa. It's of an African descent. You know what I mean? So when Kyrie said, how can I be anti myself? You know what I mean? That's the actual facts. You know what I mean? How can you be anti-self when a Semite is somebody who is identified with the complexion or with the background coming from an African nation where there are Semitic people who speak an Aramaic or Hebrew. So it's, you know what I mean? To be identified as somebody or be identified or called by a name, Negro or African American, by a people who decided to do that, that doesn't matter. That doesn't make us automatically just that. If we didn't have any parts of identifying who we are as a people, and then we come into a knowledge of self, of who we are, by doing some reading, then we have a choice to identify, to call ourselves whatever we want to. You know what I mean? So, the minister breaks it down very simply. You know what I mean? I love how he is fighting for and standing up for Kyrie, and we'll be standing up for Ye as well. You know what I mean? But we have some words from Kyrie as well. I believe he went on Instagram. I think it was yesterday or last night, and he spoke on some things too. And man, I love that brother, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I have a total new respect for him, as well as I gained the respect for him last year when he refused to take the jab, and everybody was throwing stones at him. You know what I mean? And now look, not only does New York, I don't know if you knew this, Trey, but New York has to state of New York has to pay all the money back to those who had lost their job because of the mandate. So whoever lost their job because they want to take the jab, New York State now has to pay those individuals back the money that they lost. So if Kyrie is involved in that and he is qualified to be one of those individual people who was affected because he was not, he lost some money. So that means New York got to pay that brother back millions of dollars. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That's information for me.
Yeah.
I also had that video pulled up, so whenever you're ready to.
Yeah. Let's hear from Kyrie, and then let's go back to the minister as well, because the minister has said some things too as far as the ADL and Kyrie's so-called meeting with the rabbis. The minister said, us members of the Nation of Islam would like to accompany the brother to those meetings and speak with the scholars. But go ahead, if you got Kyrie, let's hear from the young brother, man.
Right.
It's gonna be enough, yo. Peace to each one of y'all. Sending my prayers up to the Creator.
You got a video?
No, it should pull up soon. I don't know why it's not sharing. You can hear it though.
Yeah, but turn the background music off though. Or just turn it down, brother, if you can. Man, I'm glad you're on my side, man, because I wouldn't be able to do all that. Sure.
To our ancestors for healing. We all need it about now. You know, they call it the Lord's Day in certain
fair use,
certain parts of our society. My respect and my homage, but shoot, what do I have to tell y'all? Y'all making me forget. Nah, I'm joking. No, I'm just trolling y'all. But shoot, I gotta share something with y'all. It ain't no bad news or anything like that. It's just a reality, right? And I'm gonna ask y'all from so please do not get distracted out here. Please do not fall victim to what the system is putting out there. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of trauma going around. It's a whole lot happening in our world. And the system wants you to be depressed, wants you to be in a state of being that is low vibrational. All right. It's a change and it's a shift in what's going on in our world right now. And I'm letting you know, I'm not being arrogant or anything like that, but from 1981 to 1996, this millennial generation, I hope y'all know, we're here to shake some stuff up. But in order to shake some stuff up, right, And the next generation, Gen Z, is going to come right after. So they're watching us, right? And you got my kids' generation, which is very young. But I got on here to say this. Please do not get distracted out here emotionally, spiritually, because the system itself is, is dying. Is dying. Old ways of living, the old ways of doing things. It's not going to last for too much longer, y'all. I'm just saying.
No, sir. No,
And
sir.
I don't know anything, right? I don't know all the answers to what's going on, but I'm saying this to y'all specifically because it's important that those that understand, that are aligned and what's going on around here, that y'all paying attention, because without us making a change right now and shifting our consciousness, our kids they're gonna fall victim to this system too. And the system I'm talking about it's a myriad of objective topics that we follow since we were kids, which is sex, love, relationships, religion, culture, class, finance, entertainment, media, social platforms at this point fall victim to these things that are being manipulated and controlled. Please do not. Please do not. We have so many truth tellers out here that are doing the right things. And I could point them out, but you have to have your own level of discernment. You're consciously awakened to what's really going on. And I could go on and on, but look, I have to speak in general topics because it gets too mixy. You know what I'm saying? But I hopped on here specifically to share something with y'all. My generation, the millennial generation, we got to be better. We got to be better. My millennial generation, we got to be better. We know too much of the truth. And sometimes that will put us in places where we're fearful or we have anxiety. And in order to make an impact out here that is generationally sound, where it lasts for not just one generation, but for 7 to 10 to 20 generations now, we have to break free mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do it. Have people out here that are willing to extend a helping hand and do it, And I went live on this main page because I know that, some people are going to take this as, oh man, this guy's, what is he talking about now? This guy thinks he's, and it's like, it's not even about that. I don't even have energy to give that to give to that today, or any point in my life. But I will tell you this, we got to be better. We have to protect our youth. We have to protect our ways of life. We have to protect the kids that are looking up to us. So my millennial generation, this is a call out to you. No, real talk. This is a shout out to you. As Gen Z's watching and our older generation is waiting for us to take control of the wheel and lead our world into new places, new ways of thinking, because it's not happening, without the proper techniques and strategies. It's not happening if we're not prepared. So, and I say my generation because millennial generation is because we help create a lot of these social platforms. We've helped create a lot of these trends. We help create a lot of these, new waves of doing things. Like, I'm not saying that arrogantly, but from 1981 to 1996, this is specifically for y'all. Please, 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 please educate the youth the right way. Please, please. We are star seeds, just like Gen Z is, just like our elders were. We are star seeds. We returned here for a bigger purpose that many people won't understand. And Instagram Live will go over people's heads, but that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody's going to get the fight. Not everybody's going to get into the war. Not everybody's fearless out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll be more specific when I say this. I'm getting a lot of wisdom from the elders, and they're telling me that this generation that I'm in, and I'm talking about born from 1981 to 1996, that if we don't get our stuff together and start making a conscious effort to change the ways of living out here, we'll be doomed. If we keep living the same lifestyle that we looked at when we were kids and saw like, oh, this is popping. Oh, this is one of the people I need to follow. Like, think about social media in general. Like, you guys are just, we're just following. And I say you guys, no, we are just following people.
Right.
We're just following people. That is a level of influence that can be dangerous if it's not poured in the right places. And I woke up with this on my spirit because I had to let it off. You know, this was what was called to me this morning. I don't know what exactly, but this is what has been called for me to share with you guys. The elder generation is saying it's time to wake up. Wake up.
Yes. Yes.
Wake up. I'm
Wake up.
going to tell y'all what to do. I'm not
Wake
going to tell
up.
y'all what to think, but our millennial
Yes.
generation is specifically being accountable to us.
Right.
We can't try to force our thoughts and our ways on anybody else, but we have to know that the right way is already in us.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
That's why you have to be rooted and grounded. You are. I'll tell you this. This is my last thing before I hop off live. I wake up every single day knowing color is something that is hated on. My culture is something that has been pushed underneath the rug. They're now changing history to be forgotten about. And that's why I'm saying this generation, this millennial generation, specifically us, if we allow them to cover up all the history and all the things that have happened to our human race and what has been done, we will be doomed. That's all I'm saying.
Hit pause for
So
second,
all
man.
the young kids that may not understand that, that's fine. You're going to come into.
All right, so enough respect. Enough respect.
Kyrie.
Yeah. There's something in which I want to read, in which he had touched on, but he didn't give a specific about what I'm about to read, but it goes hand in hand because he actually is talking about what I'm about to read to you. And this is coming from this book, The Fall of America, by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And this is chapter 23, called The Dissatisfied. Okay? He starts off, we are living in the time when dissatisfaction is 100% throughout the world of man and mankind. Therefore, we are living among the dissatisfied persons, daily and nightly. No one is satisfied, though they may be righteous. They are not satisfied because they are living among unrighteousness. So the whole entire world of the wicked and the righteous is upset due to dissatisfaction. The dissatisfied are gaining every day more and more among the people whom they hope to bring into the same condition that they are in. And today, nothing is made so clear to the chief maker of dissatisfaction. The black people in North America who are up from slavery and the target of the white slave masters' children who wish to keep them here and deprived of their salvation, if possible. The white man holds out promises to the black man only to deceive the black man. The white man fascinates the black man and tries to do that for the black man that the white man does not want to do. But nevertheless, he does these things in order to get his hold on the black once slave, to go to the white man's doom with him. The devil is the open enemy of the original black people of the planet Earth. The temptation. Now, Kyrie spoke on a lot of this. And when he spoke about, the elders are speaking to him, I know exactly who those elders are. We should know who that elder is too. So we just heard from one of them. So this is what he says about the temptation, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Temptation. The white man is trying to tempt the black man all over the earth to take part with the white man in evil and filth. Here in America, if you will bear me witness, sex talk is the topic of conversation 24 hours a day on the radio and the television. These public broadcasts to the people contain some of the most filthy talk and some of the most filthy actions on the screen than we ever dreamed of hearing from a neighbor, even in private, not to think of in public. The black man in America is on the radio 24 hours a day. The white man loves to weigh the black people out in his filthy language of sex to see how many of our black people he can get to go to hell with the white man by persuading them with his sexual talk. The Holy Quran is 100% right. Read it and try and find something in there that is not true. If you think that you have found something, come to me and I will show you in the world that it is true. He said, the black man, this is the end of the rule of the white man. Allah came to kill them for mistreating the black one slave here in America. Allah says in Isaiah that he will kill our enemy and call us by another name. Black brother, this is going on right in your eyes, but you still think that the time is prolonged to the distant future and that you will not live to see it. But I say to you all, in truth, that you are living it now. Now it's a whole book of this, but I wanted to bring that up because it's everything in this book is exactly what's going on today. The fall of America is exactly what Kyrie was speaking about when he was talking to the millennials, particularly from if he was born from 81 to 96. Now, I was born in 79, so that's 2 years prior to 81. You was born, and your brother Damon was born in 98. So that's 2 years beyond the 96. So there go that twos. There go those twos again. But I say that, I definitely am happy to hear him speak exactly what is going on in this world today, and specifically talking to particularly your generation, son. You know what I mean? So I want to ask you, son, based upon what you just heard Kyrie specify and speak on, what is your take on what he had touched on and is warning you about in your generation?
I mean, for like my generation, like we came up in like, the tech era. So we've been plugged in since day one, kind of, I mean, specifically, it wasn't as it's so weird to say. It's like it was like the tech era for me, but it was kind of like a slower build up. It wasn't like everything was there, Like I didn't go to school in elementary school and there were iPads. We had like the older Macs at the time, like the still computer screen had the blue back. So like when I was going through school and life growing up, it was more of we were growing with the tech, and it's like right. It wasn't to the point where we were out of touch with your generation, right? Like for example, like we were playing the DS, but you understood it because it came from the 64, It wasn't like a major change, But yeah, I mean, now we are where we are. We're coming to technology. Another brother that we know of was speaking on the fact that there's like these stages that they have for us already preset for our technological advance, get us to a point where we're fully integrated, essentially. So yeah, we're definitely at that point where it's getting risque, and right. Yeah, it is like you said. It's time for our generation to make that choice to either wake up or decide that this route that we're going on so far, when it comes to being controlled by this, it's a choice. It is a choice.
You said it's a choice, right?
Yeah. I hope we're bold enough to take it. Yeah.
So when Ye said, and to narrow it down, it was a whole context of the statement. When he said, or when people got mad at him for originally, was that slavery was a choice, right?
Right.
So when he said that, a lot of our people, you know what I mean, fell out with him. It was like, yo, man, what do you mean slavery was a choice? It wasn't a choice. It was forced on us. Well, you know, I believe the minister broke this down already, but you know, I'm going to give my input on it as well. And pardon me if I don't quote the minister absolute 100%. But this is my understanding. When you choose, what he meant was, after we realize that we are slaves, and I'm just going to break it down in this simplest form. Harriet Tubman said she could have saved a lot more people if they only knew that they were slaves. So when she said that, people looked at her. It was like, yeah, I could have saved you if you only knew that you was a slave. Nat Turner made a choice that he didn't want to be a slave anymore. But who ratted on Nat Turner and his plan? Another slave. So what was that particular slave's choice? Be either go free or die to obtain your freedom, or tell on the person who was trying to gain freedom.
Right.
That was a choice.
I think it goes back to the point where it's just like, you know, essentially people that I guess like believe like there was no choice, you know, because they were in the state of slavery at the time in our history. It's like, but
well, it was a program.
Yeah. I mean, but what I'm getting to is like there's a consequences to all our choices.
Right.
And we have to be aware of them, you know, like.
There's always a consequence to everything, son.
Right.
My thing is, when you stand up for something that's truthful and that's righteous, if your life happens to be lost because of that choice, then so be it.
That's what I was leading to, exactly.
Right. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's either you die for something, you stand for something, or die for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, I feel like Ye just took the approach of, you know, in a sense of not being what's the word? In a sense, like caressing you, like, oh, like everything's gonna be all right. Like, no, this is what it was. Like, this is what it is. Like, you still have that choice. Like, yo, you can. It's like with life, like we talk about it. Like, yo, you can either take the easy way or the hard way. I mean, the choice is yours always. But like, there's consequences, like you said. I mean, but what's worthwhile and what's worthy is the hardest choice. Oh, like one of my favorite movies, Troy. He speaks about it. Achilles.
Right.
A boy stops him and he asks him, "Why would you face a giant? He's the biggest man on earth.
Right.
What is wrong with you? Why would you do that?" And he's like, "Yo, you might die. You're gonna die." He's like,
"Right.
Yeah, I know, but that's how I'm remembered. Someone like you will never be remembered."
Indeed.
That's really stuck with me, you know.
So let me speak. Let me just touch base on another choice that us as a people are making right now, or have been made. We chose to not produce anything for ourselves. We chose not to govern ourselves. We chose not to educate ourselves. Some of us, majority of us. We chose not to produce medicines for ourselves. We chose not to distribute food to ourselves. We chose to allow another people to do it for us. That's a choice. And I want to break it down in those specific areas, because all of those areas sustain life, or the life that we live in right now. But who is the owners of all of those factions of life? And that's where Ye has pointed out and has literally not particular. I want to say he exposed it, because it's already been exposed by the Nation of Islam, and particularly right as we speak, the most honorable Minister Farrakhan. So, not to say that it wasn't exposed before, but now, when it's like, when you hear me tell you something when you was younger, how much of my words did you take in consideration? Or how much of my words did you say, oh, okay, Dad, you're telling me the absolute truth 100%, versus when somebody else told it to you the same way, or told it to you in a different way, but point was the same. Didn't you take sometimes that particular person's word as, wow, I take his word a little bit more than I take my dad's, even though they said the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to swallow somebody else's.
I wouldn't say that for me, because I have respect for you, but I will say the fact that, if I heard you say something, and then and this is what I tell people. This is I'm really happy. I told you before we got on the podcast, I'm really happy where I am right now in my life.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to my tell me. What happens a lot is, I'm really proud of myself in creating good relationships with people, in their mentality. And so, like you said, I'll have someone like you tell me something, someone I respect and admire, and I go out in the world and I meet somebody else that I've probably never met before, and they repeat what you said, and it was just like, oh shit, like, wow, like, Dad was right. Dad must have been really right, or and even with that, it leads me to want to build a relationship with that person, because that person's thinking like my dad's thinking, and I love how my dad thinks. I love how this person thinks. So
right.
Yeah, what I have to say about that. I have a question still, Pops.
Yeah, go ahead, son.
Topic. How did you feel about the idea of Kanye essentially speaking out for his own personal gain? So using the narrative of our pain over the history to essentially boost his career. I just want to say, because now, I mean, if that was his goal, he definitely failed at it. And I mean, Kanye's not the type of person to fail at things he goes for. So,
I mean, when you say that he used what specifically did he do? Are you saying that he had used to gain more of a
talking media that he's been using the black narrative of the Jews are misrepresenting us or mistreating us, not because he wants better for black people, but because Ye wants a deal. Have you heard that? You've heard that going around though, right?
I heard that going around, but this is my comeback to that. Ye, and we gotta he changed his name, so let's just honor him and respect the fact that I did it, flipped up a couple of times to call him Kanye, but let's keep it real, let's keep it 100, let's keep it respectful. He wants to be called Ye, right? So let's give him that respect of calling him Ye, because Cassius Clay didn't want to be called Cassius no more. he wanted to be called Muhammad Ali, right? So when Ye, this is not his first time expressing wanting to be out of the contracts in which he obtained. He expressed his whole plan years ago. All right, your Uncle Tory showed me a video, an interview he gave on a radio show where he talked about, you know, his plan of signing on to these contracts or signing on to these businesses as partners, and then eventually getting his own and doing his own thing. So he worked out his plan, and he manifested it. You know what I mean? There's people that know Ye from years ago, even before he became, you know, the man on the block. Everything that he said that he was going to do, they bear witness to him doing it, right? So when somebody, just to say, when he used, I'm gonna put the word used in there. When he used these corporations to gain more money, let's just say he used the corporation, he used the white man, or he used the Jew to upscale his lifestyle, right? Of course, he earned the money. He is a genius, all right? He's very you know what I mean? He makes great music, and now he's transitioning that into the fashion industry. So it's not like he just did something in which, you know, he just got lucky in doing it and he was blessed by getting this contract. No, he worked for it, right? Rightfully so. He didn't rob anybody. He didn't cheat anybody out of anything. He didn't take anything, manipulate anybody to get to that position, right? So just because he used or took the path, right, in which, you know, which was the right way to do it, he is now bringing that notoriety or bringing those funds in which he obtained and want to help his own people now. That's no different from somebody from a foreign nation coming to America, gaining an education here in America, and then going back to their home country to help build his own civilization. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So Ye did the same thing. And that's how I take it. That's my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because he belongs to us. He's our brother. So if he's talking about doing something for his own people now, let him do it. Why do we have to hold a strike on him because he went through the Jew way, you know what I mean, to get to our way? Well, he couldn't go through our way because we ain't the owners of anything. We're not in the position of Def Jam and what was the other, or Geffen. We don't own none of these, you know, Sony. We don't own none of these corporations. So who else was he going to sign with? And who else was he going to partner with? You know what I mean? To gain that $1 billion. Okay. So that's the path that he took, but that's not the path that he's remained on. You know what I'm saying? He just used that to get to this point where now he say, you know what? I don't need you no more, Adidas. I don't need you anymore, Nike. I don't need you anymore, Valencia. Or whatever that you know, whatever that is. I don't need you no more.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I mean? I could do it on my own now. I got my $1 billion. I got, you know what I mean? I got the money. I already got my mind. I'm so it's like a business that you partake in, right? I'm an independent distributor for Herbalife. I sell the Herbalife product out of a shop, right? Shout out to Tags Healthy Wellness Living. My shop has declined. The business has declined, right? People are not coming in. That doesn't mean that Herbalife is not doing what it's supposed to do for the person, right? The business itself stays where it is. Where I conduct my business is not going to remain in the shop forever. My business is wherever I go. I have the product. I'm at home right now. If somebody wants a tea and a shake, they could call me right now and say, hey, Tracy, I want a tea and a shake. Oh, all right, come on over. I'll whip it up for you. Here you go. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to stay in one particular place to conduct my business. Once me in the place where I was conducting my business separate, my business still remains wherever I go. Where I was conducting it has changed. You know what I'm saying?
No,
There's nothing wrong with Herbalife product. It's just where I was serving it and selling it from is not, it's not popping no more. So I have to either remove myself from that area and go to another area where there's gonna be more traffic and more people coming around and what have you. You know what I mean? Or I stay where I am and decline and fall and fail and eventually get ran out of business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I look at his whole movement. It's been on a business sense, but now he's in the position where he can do a lot more for his own people. And because he may say something that a lot of our people didn't agree with him with, that doesn't mean throw him to the curb, talk mad crap about him, or say the things that white people said about him. Oh, he's crazy, he's on drugs. Well, who gave him the drugs? Where did he get these drugs from? You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was sniffing coke or taking heroin. Nah, they gave him prescription pills, psychedelic medicine. I don't even call it medicine, psychedelic drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my take on it. You know what I mean? And everybody's not going to agree. You know what I mean? But we talked about this in previous shows where I said, you know what, man? The time of us bashing each other in the public eye is over. We can't assassinate ourselves in public anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? That they already doing it or trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they control the media. They control the news.
It's crazy to me because, like, we're a democratic society, are we not? So freedom of speech is right there, and yet.
Yeah, but it ain't. All right, so let's break down the word democratic, right? It means what? Ruled by the people, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, if that's what democracy means, what does theocracy mean?
Ruled by God.
Ruled by God. Okay. So why would I want to be into a system ruled by a people, but you don't give me a specific people, but who's running the democracy is a people who are display evil ways.
I think
so.
Before, just like going to a school that's ran by the bullies.
Right. You know, it's also like it's like I get you sick, and then I tell you, hey Trey, I also got the medicine to help you with your sickness. So I'll hold all the cards. You gotta come. I made you sick, and you gotta come to me so I can make you feel better. That doesn't make any sense. So what happened? Reason why I read The Dissatisfied and The Fall of America is because that is exactly what's going on. It is 100% dissatisfaction. Your generation and younger are the 100% dissatisfied, which means that there is going to be an absolute change. There's a story, and you are familiar with this, because the creation of the white race came from Yakub, and in the time of Yakub, there was in that community 100% dissatisfaction. And because of that 100% dissatisfaction, Yakub was able to speak amongst that dissatisfied. And then, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but then he takes his followers and they go to a separate place to create their own people, or to create another civilization. Okay? And out of that separation from where they were, came about everybody else of the races. Now that's the short story, but my point is that there was dissatisfaction. And when 100% is dissatisfied, that brings an absolute change. You understand? So when Kyrie is talking to millennials between the age bracket, the years of 81 to 96, he is speaking about the dissatisfied, the 100% dissatisfied. Because your age group are looking at my age group as like, yo, man, y'all failed. In a sense. Because we don't have anything to call of our own. We're not governing ourselves. We're not policing ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So if you have somebody in your family, and this is why I tell a lot of my friends and people, how can you tell who's an agent? Just ask them this one simple question. Would you want to see, or would you want for Black people to govern ourselves, choose our own president, have a seat at the United Nations, and speak on the behalf of Black people here in America? Because we don't have that representative. You understand what I'm saying? If you ask a person that question, see what they say. If they say, oh, well, how is that going to happen? Or, oh, well, that's going to be total chaos. Or, oh, that would never happen. Black people ain't never going to unite. Well, before Barack Obama came around, I mean, there were older people saying that they ain't never going to be a Black president. But they lived to see one. Whether he did anything for the Black people in America or not, there was a Black man that ran a White House for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But that was something in which a lot of our elders would have always said that they would never see, because they, you know what I mean, they didn't think that they would live long enough to see it. You know what I mean? But now here we are living in a society where things are now worse. You know what I'm saying? Now there's the technology. This is the technology age. You know what I mean? Where truth is just in the palm of your hand. So they can't hold the information no longer. They can't hold the truth no more. Because now this is an actual book. You can read books off of your phone. So you don't even have to go to the library anymore. The library's right here. There's some more things I want you to play with the minister, man. Do we have time?
I'm trying to get out of here. My phone's about to die too.
Okay. Well, yo, man, we gotta do a.
I don't see why not.
What'd you say?
So we can always do a part 2.
Yeah. You read my mind, son. Yeah, we gotta do a part 2, man. You know what I mean? But I definitely want to, definitely get another opinion in. I thought your sister was going to join us, tonight, Trishay. If she out there, salute, love you. Aaliyah out there, salute, love you. Zaire, love you. Damon, love you. Caleb, legend. I see you guys. My grandson, I see you this weekend. But we definitely want to continue this, man. You know what I mean? Because we talked about it, for about a couple of hours just off the air. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's wrap it up.
Definitely talk more about it. For those who have stayed on the live, I appreciate you guys for being on so late. So here's a surprise for you. Hey, I'm new out. It has not been dropped yet, but courtesy to you guys, I will play it for you. So we'll head out, get out of here, and you guys stay tuned for the song. Other than that, it's been another episode of TwoTreys podcast.
TwoTreys? Yes, sir. Love you, son.
Love you too, man. Of course.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Peace, word.
Hey, man, I should have known back then. Hey, it's Prince Nicole. Check. Start the game, deal the cards, perfect is my hand. Lights, camera, action, getting bigger than the biggest brand. Flossing on an enemy, you're no more than history. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. Rise of the Prince. Ever since and forever, I'll be here like weather. Bad red bones for the thickest of accents, deepest of thoughts I don't speak. Unruly my actions can close me in captures, I put her in place. We go into places, now she's in first place. A taste of my life with you was a waste of her time. Her words, they're not mine. Line on my heads, I got people to meet. Dark in the Vader can't burn in the heat. Who's stopping the beast? I'm shocking the east. I'm breaking the curses with verses in me. You with the witches and fiends, you know what that means? Don't think that you do, but y'all do you. Just remember, don't fuck with me. I'll show you how unlucky luck can be. Ask anyone who's tried to fuck with me. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't speak no more, they don't get money. Meanwhile, I've stayed on fleek, dropping gems like every week. Technique shouldn't be critiqued. Back then you should've known, cause whole time I've been unique. And what's worse for you is I can't see my peak. Start the game, deal the cards, perfect is my hand. Lights, camera, action, getting bigger than the biggest brand. Flossing on an enemy, you're no more than history. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. Remember she was dissing me. Prince got the sound of defeat, Nicola was lost in the east. Hurricane winds, fake with my friends, sound on my head, I'm fueled by deceit. Trust and believe, only trust me and my family. Mafia ties, the darkest surprise, light up the room, put me in Zoom. She loved me a lot, blowing kisses through Zoom. Not a groom yet, she grew me a lot. Why should I stop? When will the end? Locked in, hair at the ends. Red dots, I write periods and red spots. Don't need forgiveness, got love for my sins, hate for my heart. Where's the icebox of Marion? Cause I'm too hottie, too big for a spotty. I make love songs, love, you're in love when I sing. In my head too long, no such thing. They don't wanna see what I bring. Out of line, into my character, out of patience, not out of my mind. I don't have time for this or that, still I proceed. The rain's coming down, my rain's coming down. No matter your weather, I'm bringing the heat. I'm striking the beat, it's melting like cheese. I'm cutting the cheese, I'm cutting the beat. The smell in the air is coming from me. Part of my greed, I get what I want, I do what I need all of it now, who's higher than me? I do not sleep, I'm playing the plan, it's coming to me. I do not see how you cannot see, it's always been me. Start the game, deal the cards, perfect is my hand. Lights, camera, action, getting bigger than the biggest brand. Flossing on an enemy, you're no more than history. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. I'm too hottie for your love, way too sexy, way too sexy. Remember she was dissing me, now she wanna get with me.